Hello, how are you doing? Tell me what was the most significant or permanent thing during this week? So, something that happened and you really like it. What was interesting? So, type me in comments. How are you and what was the most permanent or significant thing for this week? Today, we'll talk about leaders and leadership. I will tell you a little bit about the agenda of our lesson. So we will start with a discussion. Also, you will learn more about the 3 laws of leadership and 12 skills, how to be a great leader. Apart from this, we'll play leadership game. Is there a leader in you? And practice leadership through the 20 miles march concept. I will tell you a little bit more about it as well. So yeah, I can see all your comments. So what was the most interesting, significant thing for this week? Is there anything? We will start with a discussion. First of all, who is a leader? Give the definition in your own words. So how can you understand this word? Okay, Yeva types us that she's great. She went to the camp. Nice. Was it special camp like dancing or just camp for entertainment when no lessons or nothing specific is? So type me please, who is a leader? Maybe a definition, maybe the words that you associate with the word leader. How should a person behave who is a leader? Also, tell me, are leaders born or made? What do you think? Can you just born and become a leader? Or you need to work hard for it and learn a lot? Leader is a kind of person who can control a group of people. Yeah, definite, good explanation. It was a camp where I studied English. Great. Good morning. Yeah. So now we know who is a leader. Kirill explained it to us. Yeah, I think this is just a short way and perfect. For it, what about leaders? Are they born or made? A person who control organizations. Yes, okay. Leader might be both control organization and like being the main person in a group. Maybe just private group, not only organization. One who guides others, agree. For me, leader is a confident person which can take responsibility. Yeah, Daria mentioned about responsibility, which is one of the characters for being a leader. Nice. I think leader is a person with great endurance and practice, and being a leader is not really easy. Great vocabulary range you've used, such as endurance and patience. And yeah, also agree with the content. Every person can become a leader. Okay, so I think every person who really wants it, yeah, can become a leader. Because sometimes we know that, like the third question that you have, is it better to be a leader or a follower? What do you think about it? You can become a leader. So if you can become it, it means that leaders might be made, not born. Kirill suggested that both leaders born and made. Yeah, sometimes people who just born, they haven't been taught how to act, what to do. but they know for sure why they do it and how to do it properly. You can start being a leader whenever you want. You know, you can become a leader, but sometimes it is difficult. And every person can become a leader, but to be a good leader, you should have some skills. Okay, now we will talk a little bit more precise about the difficulties that you might face on your way and also the skills which are important to know. But before it, is it better to be a leader or a follower, and why? So sometimes it depends on a situation. Also might be both, yeah. But for you personally, what do you prefer? I think leader has got a lot more abilities than follower. I can't but agree with you. Definitely, leader should be more responsible, active, yeah, and knowledgeable in comparison with followers. That is why it's easier to be a follower and not to complicate your life just to proving anyone that you might be a leader. And why is it important to be a leader in the modern world? What is the reason? Is it easier to survive, to act when you are a leader? Or it's better to be just follower and not to worry about a lot of things? Better is to be a leader because followers do that leader want. Yeah, precise, Ruslan. Good. For me, it is better to be a leader. Yeah, excellent. Thanks for your comments. Now let's look at the three laws of leadership. Also, Anastasia commented, being a leader is really interesting, but you have to take responsibility of your followers. Being a follower is more boring, but you can be calm if you're irresponsible. Yeah, I agree. So for some people, it's better just to have a boring, mundane day-to-day life without all these exciting things when you are worried about the responsibility. But it depends. Leader know more than followers. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So now let's look at the notion of the leadership. Leadership is a process of social influence in which a person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common task. Yeah, so when we have the task, we work together and leader usually help others, yeah, support them and explains how to act in different situations. Daniel commented that personally for him it's better to be a leader. Yeah, so mainly all of you are leaders here. Nice. So leadership is both a research area and a practical skill, encompassing the ability of an individual or organization to lead or guide other individuals, teams, or entire organizations. So that's what you've mentioned earlier. Yeah, leadership, it might be both for personal aims and for the organizations. Yava thought that she thinks it's very important to be a leader because you become confident and because you understand that people believe in you. So support from other people, yeah, and belief. Great. If you are a leader, then you have more opportunities to create something of your own and not to follow. So it's being like self-confident and act on your own without anyone else. Nice. So now we will talk about 12 skills, how to be a great leader. These skills are based on the research made by Quantum Workplace. This is a USA consultant company and it has conducted a set of engagement surveys on the most important skills that make a leader worth following. So how can we act, yeah, and what should we do for other people to make us follow? Next one. The goal of the research was to escape from business management theory and consulting jargon and break leadership down to its most universal elements and tie to true skills that together make the three laws of leadership. These three laws, you might see here, it's described like a quotation. A leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So, how do you understand it, and do you agree or disagree with it? As for understanding, yeah, a leader knows the way. So, definitely, a leader should be knowledgeable. You have more resources, more information, people who just have a lot and might share this information, yeah? Because there is a difference between followers community, where there is one leader, and leaders community who communicate with each other and share these ideas among their followers. Apart from this, goes the way. Goes away means that you should do the same what you ask your followers to do. Show them the way, and for example, if someone's, yeah, maybe it's your parents or someone else told you that you should wash the dishes after yourself, but this person doesn't do it. So definitely you won't do the same because no one does. Why should I? If you want to be a leader, first of all, you should do it yourself, and then the others will do the same and follow you. And the third point here shows the way. So definitely to manage, to explain, to support how to act in one or another situations. And now we will start with the first law. Yes, there would be three of them with some strategy. First law, it's know the way. Know the way, it's like the important strategy in the leadership. Great leaders have foresight. This is the ability to see a preferable future state. They are able to plot a course towards that vision and manage any obstacles that pop up along the journey. So it just when you can predict what will happen next, what way is better to follow, this or that, what road you need to go, or what way. When you can predict, yeah, and know for sure what will happen in the future, it's easier to avoid some unpleasant situations and not to let down your followers. So the first strategy here is define your destination. It is also called like vision of the future. All great leaders have something in common, and this is vision. So they know for sure what will be later. Whether you are leading a huge company or a small team for an academic group project, you need to be able to communicate an inspiring vision of the end of the goal. So first of all, you set the goal, yeah, and better to make it smart goal. You already know what it is. And then you inspire others how to reach this goal. Leading implies movement from one point to another point, from here to there. Great leaders envision and communicate the destination. So without vision, you can't lead because you can only wander. Wander, it's go from one place to another without purpose when you're lost. So now we will move to the second point. This is chart your course. In an uncertain world like ours today, people are hungry for clarity. So everything might be clear, yeah, and we should understand what is going on. Great leaders see the trip in their minds and plan for the road ahead. So it's the same as you are going with your parents, friends somewhere, yeah, but you didn't predict, build the route where to go, at what hotel you will stay, what sightseeing you might watch. So it won't be a good leader. A good leader will know for sure how act, what to do, and have a clear plan of it. So also Kirill has one more comment, but if anyone don't say that you have done your work well, it's useless to do something that no one does. So I partially disagree with it, but let's discuss why. For example, when you've done your work well, yeah, you know for sure that you did it. So first of all, you do it for yourself, not for someone else to appreciate. If it's important for you, for example, yeah, you wanna learn English, you've read the book in original, you know that you did a great thing, but maybe your group mates say, oh, it's too boring, there is no need in it. What for have you spent so much time on it? So they will not follow you, but you did it for yourself. You improve your skills. And it is also important when they later find out what level you achieved, how knowledgeable and skillful you are, definitely they might regret. Okay, I haven't done it, and he did. He really worked hard, no matter how boring and useless it was. But now I should do the same. I want to be like him. So that is also like leaders' characters. And now let's come back here, chart your course, yeah? People following their leaders want to know how their role specifically supports the greater vision. So, if vision defines the destination, clarity is the roadmap. So, you need to tell others what you will do, how you will do, for them to believe and not to be scary of it. This third strategy is be ready to adjust your course or to adaptate. Yeah, as the journey evolves, you will see unexplored landscapes and potential shortcuts. Great leaders are willing to take prudent risk on their way to the destination. So when you are going to go somewhere, yeah, or to act, you have your plan, that is good, but you need to expect that it's impossible, even with perfect plan, avoid all the problems. They definitely will be somewhere on your way. And here you need to adaptate, maybe to be ready to plan, to understand that it's not perfect, that you can learn from it. Great leaders are willing to take prudent risk on their way. And as a leader, you will need to make tough choices. So really difficult decisions. Maybe you need to risk someone or something, the choice that is not pleasant to you. And about which shortcuts are worth exploring and which shortcuts are too risky. So you need to understand that if one way is really risky for a lot of people, yeah, for example, when we are talking about military situations, soldiers, war, and the rest, we have our leader, yeah, who just manage soldiers, and when they understand that. So it's really dangerous, and they're not ready to sacrifice all their soldiers. They need to give up. They need to find better strategy, but do not risk or to put under the risk their soldiers who are their followers at the same time. So the same here, if you understand that people with whom you are working might be in a danger, try to make a better plan, not just stick to the same one. Point number 4. This is become chief problem solver. Becoming an outstanding problem solver. So your map won't always be exact. Shortcuts won't always work out and problems will occur sometimes. You need the ability to recognize and address a problem before it becomes an emergency. As a leader, you will need to be fair mediator when conflicts arises between members of your team. And you will also need to remember that a great leader never tolerates a bad crew member. So, if we're talking about situations that might happen at school, you working as a group, yeah, and some members of your group, imagine that you are a leader, yeah. You have your followers or member of the group who doesn't do the presentation or maybe something else. So as a leader, should you tell, for example, teacher or someone else out of the staff that this person doesn't work? Maybe not, because in such way, people won't trust you, people won't follow you if you do not cover them back. But if you discuss the situation personally, if you try to understand the reason why this person doesn't work, maybe he can't, maybe he needs help or just support. What else? Inspiration. So first of all, know the reason. It's one of the strategy to become a good leader. The same at work. If you can solve the problems that appeared in your community, you don't need to give it to the director. It means that it's better to do it. So Ruslan commented, no, this was for what question, or maybe you disagree with something. Can you give me more precise answer? And strategy number 5, embrace change and track your progress. Embrace change means that great leaders track their progress to get better as the journey goes on. As you confront problems, change course, and explore new grounds, new opportunities, you will also need to gather feedback and learn from your mistake. So don't be afraid to ask your followers, what do you think about you? Maybe what you did good, what you did bad. So it doesn't mean that you need to react strictly to it, but you need to know their opinions and understand the situation that happened. Apart from this, never get comfortable, do not settle, because satisfaction or complacency is often the beginning of the end for many leaders. So this means that when everyone of your followers told you everything is perfect, you did really great, I like the way how you do it, and just I'm a complete follower of you. It doesn't mean that you can relax. Okay, I'm perfect, no need to work or worry about it anymore. It's better to be ready to learn more and try to become even better. As a leader, you should always be challenging the status quo, and you need to look for the opportunities for improvement. Do not surround the followers. So You mean not to refuse, or or you answer like it was about the military situation? For example, as when I told about the soldiers to give up to save them. Yes, this situation. Next point. This is the second law. This law calls goes away. Here, we will talk about the importance of results in a leadership. Great leaders have the ability to prioritize, execute, and achieve results despite any difficulty, risk, or personal hardship that involved. Here you might see point number 6, yes, 6 skills. Become an expert. So I think you will not argue, yeah, that it's really important to be an expert in your sphere. Great leaders are entirely curious. You might be leading a journey through uncharted territory, but you can always learn from others' expeditions. Study the competitions and those who have gone before. Seek out ways to learn what stands between your goal. Do not expect people to follow you if you're not an expert, or at least on your way to becoming one. When they don't surround the followers, when they don't do the presentation. Yeah, now I got your idea and what you were talking about. Agree. Great. So here we were talking about becoming an expert here and why it's important. Next point is number 7. It's called innovate. Innovation stems from the Italian word and its meaning to renew or to change something. Since leadership is all about creating positive change, leadership is fundamentally tied to innovation. So encourage and reward it as a leader. Moreover, develop a culture of innovation around you. So if you in your company, in your group, yes, stick to one's rules, and you might create something really positive change. All your followers will be happy with it. They will be grateful for it. So try to involve it in your group and also encourage your followers do the same. So because sticking just to one point never change the situation, which seems to you like a winning one, won't always be winning. All the time, we do not stand on the one place. The world just evolves, yeah, and improves themselves. That is why you should do the same. Number 8 is get things done. Ideas are overrated. So the execution is what leadership all about. Execution means to do something. When someone told you do it and you execute this ask, for example. So execute means do. Great leaders set and communicate bold goals. They are able to manage priorities, quickly identify what most worthwhile problems are, and also they find truly like-minded people to pursue the goals together. So, in order to do something, you need to have clear goals, yeah, what you are moving forward to, and also to have people who might help you in it. Exercise good judgment. Exercise the same as practice, yeah? It's important to earn the trust and respect of your followers. You will need to make sound data-driven decisions. Do not always trust your gut. Collect and analyze the right data. Look at all the options and balance consideration when making judgment. Why is it not a good idea to trust your gut? Yes, sometimes when you're not sure, you can do it. Yeah, it's like your intuition, you think that this is the right thing. But when you are a leader, you shouldn't just predict. You need to be sure that this decision is right because you're responsible for it. You understand that if it's wrong, the whole responsibility is on your shoulder, not anyone who just recommends you to do this thing. And the third law that we have, it is called show the way. Here we will talk about the importance of team in a leadership. Great leaders build great team, inspire them, connect them, and earn their trust. So definitely leader without his followers, it's nothing. 10th point is build a great crew. Crew, it's like your team, your members, your group, and your followers. So, why is it important? It's not just about attracting followers, it's about attracting the right followers. Great leaders know there is a ceiling to what they can get done alone. So they need to surround themselves with the best players they can find. If you can't do anything on your own, it doesn't mean that you are just awful leader and not a leader at all. If you know people who can do it instead of you, maybe who can explain, who can find, and you use it properly, it's also just a quality of a good leader when you surround yourself with the right people. Apart from this, you need to find these people who can do it instead of you, yeah, not to be alone, and they might be the best players of your team. Now we will talk about team. The word team, we can also look at it as an acronym. It would best stand for together, everyone achieves more. This is the essence of the whole concept of any team. Because definitely, if you're smart, if you're knowledgeable, you can work on your own. Yeah, what for do you need a team? If they, as you mentioned earlier, yeah, leader has more resources, more knowledge, so not all of the followers has the same. It means that this leader can work on his own, but not. When you are in a group, in a team, you might exchange your ideas, exchange your opinion, and finally come to the best solution. You motivate each other, you force yourself to think harder. That is why it's important. Yeah, it's the same like SMART, all of them are acronyms. Yeah, you're quite right. Next one. This is inspire team. I think you all agree that inspiration is important. You need to inspire people around you. Most people think inspiration looks like the coach halftime speech at a football game. Yeah, when he stood and our team wins or maybe lose when you give your speech. But it's not necessarily the necessity to have such a motivational speaker to inspire people around. It's not only about motivational speaking itself, since actions speak louder than words. You will get the best commitment for any people by setting an example, as we described it earlier. When they see your energy, your enthusiasm, and pursuit of the vision, they will be inspired to follow. Next point is break down walls. Great leaders are connectors. They connect people to one another. They tear down barriers to collaboration. They bring together teams and people to drive the result. And also develop collaborative partnership to make things happen. We have one more comment from Daria. I know to quote like, if you want go fast, go alone. If you want go far, go together. Yeah, that is about the leadership as well. Perfect quote. And it's definitely suits to our topic. Thanks for it. So we've discussed 12 skills, yeah, that are important for the leadership and 3 laws. Now, answer the question, is there a leader in you? We will move forward to the game itself. The game called the Thinking Ship. It might help to discover a leader in each of you. What is it? Imagine that we are all on aboard the ship that is slowly sinking and its captain dead. The ship can be saved and we all can survive only when we choose a new captain, one best leader among all of us. So we need to find someone who will be a new captain of our sinking ship. Now I'll shortly explain you the rules. You need to send the sentence. It might be 3 sentences, 5 sentences, 1 sentence, it doesn't matter. But reason is to explain briefly or shortly why you think that you are the best leader here and you might be instead of the captain for this ship. Then, when you all send your sentences here, we will vote like or dislike if you need, yeah, but definitely likes are more important here because we will count them. So the more likes your sentence get, you will have more chances to become the leader or the captain. If we will have more than one candidate with the same number of likes here, you need to add more information about yourself and why do you think that you are a great leader. So Ruslan commented that after all these rules, I don't want to be a leader. Okay, it's not so scary, yeah, but yeah, leader is not so easy. You need to be responsible. Also, yeah, when we are playing this game, if you truly decide for yourself, no, being a leader, it's not for me, or maybe not now, you can explain your reason why do you want to be a follower. So, here, type several sentences, a short explanation why you think you are a good leader. So you can say, for example, I'm really helpful. I know the way how to save you from this sinking ship, or you may not tie it closely to the ship. You can just tell us more about yourself. For example, I always find a way out of difficult situation. I'm not afraid of problems. So all the qualities that really a good leader needs. So if the task is not clear, you can send me mine as I'll explain it one more time. If it's clear, just send me the sentences with the explanation why you are a good leader, or even the best leader, because I'm sure that most of you are. So waiting for your comments. So we had one from Kirill that he is a leader, yeah, but try to say that you're not the best leader, but explain that you are the best and why. First of all, start with believing in yourself, and then people will believe you as well. So I can't see any minuses, so I might suggest that you're typing the sentences, yeah, and thinking about it. Okay, take your time. I'll wait for 1 minute or maybe two, and then we will discuss it. So the speech shouldn't be long, but persuasive. I hope you remember what the word persuasive means. Yeah, persuasive to make someone to believe you. Okay, while you are typing it, I'll tell you a little bit more about the definition of a leader. So here, more than 100 different definitions of it. But there is one which is the most up to date in the modern world. And you might see it on the slide. Every person is a leader every time when he or she changes something in their life or takes on some responsibility. So you might not be responsible for others, but you can be just a leader for yourself. We have one speech from Evgen. Okay, I might be a good leader because I have a plan how to save everyone. I'm good at inspiring people. I can predict what difficulties we will have, and I believe that we will survive. Yeah, I think that is really persuasive speech. Well done. So if you like this speech, if you believe and you think that it's what really good leader should have, send a reaction, yeah, like put like here. One more from Ruslan. I think I am the best leader, because I learn good geography. I have good strategy. I will try to do all the best. Lives of followers is the most important thing. Since I have a good strategy, you will get more money. Okay, this is like a business strategy, yeah? Leader and also trying to persuade people with what they might want. Great. Let's look at Kirill's comments. I'm excellent student. Also, I can say what people do good or bad, and I plan every time. Really, planning is important for everyone. That is why it's one of the reasons to become really not only excellent student, but excellent leader. Yava commented, I'm the best leader because I'm intelligent, confident, energizing. I can set a good mood, I can speak on different topics, and I have a plan how to save everyone. I like really Yava's speech and support people, energize them with mood. This is extremely important. Anastasia, I don't think that I'm really good leader, but I'm responsible and always ready to help. Also, I believe in myself and my followers that we can overcome all obstacles and solve all problems together. Also, I'm creative and I can solve problems in different ways and in a short time. So, Anastasia, everything is perfect, yeah, but I think if you can do all these things, You just a good leader. You should think like this and be confident in yourself. So now we have Ruslan with the most amounts of comments, yeah, for people who voted. Great. So we can wait a little bit more for everyone to vote, yeah, not forget about it, and maybe send your own sentences why you're the best leader. So let's wait a little bit more, and either there wouldn't be any changes, we will decide the leader and the captain of our ship. Great. Now we'll talk about the 20 miles march. Do you have any ideas what it is? Yeah, think about this one and I'll read Dasha's comments. It's quite long and might be persuasive. The most important stuff for me is to be able to take responsibilities. Be responsible for your words and actions and of course support the team. As I wrote below, if you won't go fast, go alone. If you won't go far, go together. I also think that atmosphere is important in collective and exactly leader must create this pleasant and inspiring atmosphere. So I can do it for all of us. Yeah, that is perfect speech. I like it as well. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like this. So also I would like to change the word collective, yeah, like community. In our community, maybe in our group, team, and the rest. Because we do not have a word like this. It's from our native language, from the first language. Okay, cool. So what about the 20 miles march? Don't forget to vote for all the sentences that we've got. So if you want, you can vote for some of them. Yeah, if you like two, for example, it's not a problem. So no ideas, yeah, for this one. Okay. Jim Collins, he's an American author and lecturer on the subject of growth and outstanding leadership. He has developed an original concept of the 20 miles march. It's an outstanding growth concept for leaders, and it will be very well described by Jim Collins himself in the video that we are about to watch. So now I'll share the video with you, and after that we will discuss it.
Two teams of explorers lined up on the coast of Antarctica with the same goal, to be the first humans in history to reach the South Pole. One was led by Robert Falcon Scott, one team. The other was led by the Norwegian Roald Amundsen. They left, yes, in the furry coat. They left for the coast within days of each other. Amundsen and his team got there first. Scott and his team arrived 34 days later. Amundsen and his team then made it all the way back to their base camp on the precise day they had penned in their planning journals. Scott and every member of his team died on the way back, 11 miles from the supply depot. My colleague Morten Hansen and I spent 9 years in rigorous, data-driven pursuit of one question. Why do some leaders, the Amundsens of the world, prevail in the most difficult circumstances, most difficult environments, while other leaders fail to achieve greatness, or maybe even fail at the same difficult circumstances? And it turns out that the leadership behaviors, the differences in those leadership behaviors between Amundsen and Scott map almost perfectly. And so what were those differences? And what we learned is that there are sort of three distinctive leadership behaviors that sit on top of that you need as the world becomes more out of control. Fanatic discipline, empirical creativity, and predictive play. Fanatic discipline. How do you exert in a world?
Okay, sorry, it's lagging a little bit. So maybe I can tell you this story instead of the video. So at the beginning of the video, you might heard that there was two teams, two group leaders who traveled in a really hectic weather conditions. It was snow, it was cold, and the rest. They had an aim to reach to the place of destination. So imagine that there are two people who are going to walk across the United States from San Diego to Maine. One has his philosophy that when the conditions are good, they are going so far as possible. When the wind is at their back, when the temperature is right, but when the conditions are bad, they are going to sit down somewhere in their tent because when the conditions will improve, they will have easier way how to reach this place of destination, and they will be able to make it up even faster, I think. So, but there is another leader of another team. He says that, I'm going to do a 20 miles march every single day. On the first day, when it's beautiful conditions, they will do 20 miles and they stop. Then they get out in the middle of the desert and approximately they are really scorching and hot. It's 130 degrees in Fahrenheit. And the last thing they want to do is to get out of the tent. But despite all these things, they're going to do it and they're going to have their 20 miles trip. The conditions are improving and you hit the Colorado Rockies. So it's cold, it's windy, snowy, and the ice around you. So what do? You get up and you do your 20 miles again. Then another 20 miles and another and another. So what is the point of this video and the story of the 20 miles reach? To whom leaders do you relate first? To the first one, who just waited for the perfect conditions, and when it's not perfect, they leave at their tent, or the second leader who follows each day for 20 miles and finally reaches the destination. As you might see at the beginning of the video, it was mentioned that people in the first case didn't survive when they were at the blizzard condition with the snow and the rest. So it was really cold for them to stay at one place, and that is why a lot of people were dead. So, whose leader do you stick to? The first one or the second? While you're voting, I can comment on our leader. Let's look at all your pluses and minuses. Okay, we definitely have the leader, and it's Ruslan Nesterov. 3 people vote for him, but before our video, there were 4. So someone's changed your mind, but it doesn't matter because you have the most amount of the votes. Good job. Yeah. So second. Yeah, all of you voted for the second, definitely. So now tell me, what is your 20 miles march? Perhaps the march could be reading 50 or 100 books a year, every year for the next 25 years. Or maybe it's the number of hours every week that you can dedicate to the time of quiet, to relaxation, maybe to meditation. So it doesn't matter what it is, but these are the things that is important for you personally, and you just have these small steps for it. So what is your 20 miles march? Where do you go? What is your main aim? After you answer this question, I would ask you to comment on the following. Ask yourself the question, what do we need to do today? So after the webinar, yeah, definitely all of you have your own things, responsibilities, obligations, and the rest. So is there something that you know you should or need to do today, but you do not want? So it takes a lot of energy, no desire, no motivation. What is this thing? So I'm waiting for the answers. What is your 20 miles march? And what do you need to do today? Something that you don't want. Or maybe not reluctant to it completely. Nothing. No marches, no necessity. Math homework. Okay. So math homework, it might be what do we need to do today? Yeah, and what about 20 miles march? I do flips without help. Cool. So, and can I ask you what is flips, in what meaning do you use it here? Can you describe this kind of activity? So is it a movement? Like you do everything you need, you move forward without the help? Or it's something precise, like it might be drink, yeah? Is there any other comments? So what energy burst we do need today to set the conditions and to hit our march with great consequence consistency? I don't want to mop the floor. I understand. So for example, if our 20, oh, that's perfect. I tried to try these flips also on a trampoline, but for now I haven't managed yet. It's not so difficult, but you need to practice a lot for it. I don't want to mop the floor. I have inspiration to do almost all. So all the time, or just today, you're in a good mood and full of inspiration. Learning how to play lots of musical instruments. So this is our 20 miles march. Yeah, you want to learn how to do it. So, for example, if we take Anastasia's example, yeah, learning how to play musical instrument, it might be of several steps, yeah, today we learn one instrument, then another one, and each day we practice more and more. If we are talking about the Flips also, you can't just do it on the spot. You need to practice it with small steps. To turn, then to wave with your hands and jump higher and the rest. So each day we are to practice and go for our aim. Today I want to finish with the quotation. I hope you can see it on the screen. Greatness is not a function of circumstance. Greatness, it turns out, is largely a matter of conscious choice and discipline. So sometimes it's not just luck, yeah, that helps us to become better. It's only our choice when we understand what we are doing and when we discipline ourselves. Yeah, and Ruslan aim to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Awesome. So make the right choice, be great, and see you next time. Bye bye.